Well, of all the scientists who've been challenged by the invisible, if you will, or things that we can't detect with our senses, I would say physicists are chief among them, that as they got a finer and finer resolution of the invisible, they've had to really go from Newtonian physics to quantum mechanics. And so what they've learned and what they've been challenged has been a thing called model-dependent reality. And model-dependent reality is that we take whatever we detect and fit it to our model. And so my feeling is that medicine and our understanding of anatomy has been based upon what we can see, what we can feel, our five senses to the most part, and from the study of dead animals. And then what's come out is sort of a mechanistic model, and it's a Cartesian model too, where we do analysis, which means to cut into smaller parts, and we've cut things into smaller and smaller parts, but you can't cut up an animal or me and understand it. So life is something that is a challenge in that it's got so many mathematics. It's got different parts. But anyway, blood ocean within is a concept of setting the hematopoietic, lymphohematopoietic system apart from the rest of the body. So it's a matter of looking at me as sort of a mobile marine environment, and everything is based upon keeping that ocean within me pure and clean and elegant. And so that ocean both serves me and I subserve it. Or the other way to look at it is all my organs both are dependent upon the purity of that ocean within me, but they also subserve it, or serve it. So if we go through the different organs, my lungs serve to feed mitochondria. So the lungs are critical because without oxygen, I'm working along at maybe 4 ATP for each mole of glucose, and with mitochondria, I'm able to get up to roughly 40 or 36 for mole of glucose. So my lungs provide the oxygen, and so I can live for a certain amount of time without food, a lesser amount of time without water, but I really need oxygen. So a certain period of time without breath brings that into the fore very quickly. So that's just one example of how the hematopoietic system is important, but how the cardiovascular system allows every single cell in my body to have access to what I take in with my breath. So I come into life with a breath, I leave life with a breath. And when I'm in the womb, I'm getting oxygen through my mother's blood and then through my own blood system as it develops, but I'm not breathing until I'm born. So so the lungs provide breath and oxygenation of blood. My heart pumps that blood to everywhere. My cardiovascular system, the various vessels, allow that oxygenation and fuel, if you will, to get in close proximity to every cell. So I've got a capillary or a venule that is within 5 microns of just about everything. So my muscular system allows me to modulate My renal system allows me to get rid of waste that are within the blood. My digestive system allows me to keep food outside of my body, which is technically, if I swallow a penny, for example, I poop it out. So the digestive system is a system of taking in carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, and it's important, certainly, but again, not as important as blood. So the carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that come in are what my stomach breaks stuff down into, and so this whole contention of what we are, what we eat, is something I don't totally buy into. And intermittent fasting and a number of those things really bring to bear that you could probably get by on eating dead mice. So my neuro system is something that we really have a lot of respect for, but you can stay alive, you can keep an organism alive without all the higher functions of our brain. And who cares in terms of which organ is more important. I'm just trying to get back to this model. And the model that we have is a mechanistic model in which we see the hematopoietic, lymphohematopoietic organ system as one system among many, rather than separating it and realizing that I couldn't be here unless I brought my ocean with me, unless I evolved within the ocean and got to this point of living. So all life forms, DNA-based life forms, need water as a part of just the chemistry that we have. And so I think that the other component, and the reason that I have this perspective, is working with stem cells. So what's unique is that we do self-repair and we do procreate, and both of those are dependent on seeds, whether it be a stem cell that lies dormant, and then as I get a cut or have some area where I may need repair, that that stem cell kicks into place and takes care of me. Or the whole act of procreation is such a wise way that as I look at springtime and see all the blossoming forth of different things, there's this cycle within nature in which it starts over, and it starts over with a seed. And so that is an ingenious way of maintaining life, and it's something that is different than a mechanistic model, that everything that surrounds me is impermanent. Every machine that's ever been made is impermanent, whereas life has got a certain ability to keep on keeping on, and who knows what's going forward with the planet, but the truth is that something will likely survive. So there we have it.